Classic car owners are a unique breed. Oftentimes, they forgo all of the modern amenities that can be added in the pursuit of the most pure driving experience. Today, Zach Hurley tells us about his 1955 Chevy that he loves to drive.
Everybody, I'm Christine Danchuk, and I'm here today with Zach Hurley from Carlisle, Pennsylvania, and we are at the Trifive Nationals in Kentucky, and we're taking a look at his 55 210. So, Zach, tell me a little bit about your car.
The car's a 1955 Chevy 210. It's been in my family for about 10 years. My dad and I bought it when I was really young. It was a family project for us to restore.
Have you always been interested in Chevys?
Yeah, I have since I was young. My dad, he always was interested in the Chevys. He had a 55 Chevy car and a 55 truck, and I always saw my dad looking at the Chevys and pointing them out.
So you grew up around Chevys?
Right, yes. And my dad had some Chevrolets and things like that, so.
What about your grandpa?
The shifter in the car is actually from my grandfather's one truck. It was a grain truck. He's driven, he's had a lot of Chevys and stuff for the farm and grain trucks, things like that too.
And that's what I love, is that you're younger and you have this Chevy, this 55, which is, it's so nice to see the younger generation still interested in these cars.
We enjoy it. I mean, we like being the younger crowd, kind of. You have a lot of older couples come up to you and they'll say like, oh, we're just happy to see you guys here because you're not driving a Toyota or something that, you know.
So how does it feel cruising around driving this car?
Feels cool, especially at night, like on the strips and stuff with the flat paint. It'll really like shine off the red lights and things like that. And it's a lot different than a new car. You still have your solid steering column and the brakes are still, I mean, a little update, I have discs on the front, but it's definitely different to drive like on the street than a new car. You gotta get the feel for it.
So your car's a daily driver. How does it ride?
It rides pretty well. We've put a good many miles on it. We've only had it together about 2 years, and I put a couple thousand miles on it. I drive it back and forth to college. It was about an hour-and-a-half trip, and a lot of buddies enjoyed riding in it and everything. I have nephews and nieces. They love riding in it. We take it to go swim and stuff in it, and they really enjoy being in the old cars too.
So it seems to me like it's just a family car, something with you can make lots of memories with your family. And
it really has been. My nephews, they'll help me work on it time to time, and I'll get them to wash it and things, and it's just, I can teach them a little bit as we're going, you know, kind of like my dad did with me.
So it looks like you may keep this car in the family for a while. Do you have any future plans?
We'd like to go the gasser route with it.
Oh, okay.
We'd like to put a straight axle in it and probably a bigger power plant, and just kind of maybe steer away from making it that perfect custom car with the paint and everything, and just kind of go towards more power.
Do you have any cool stories with this car?
Yeah, I do actually. The transmission in the car we bought on a budget, just like the rest of the car was a budget build. And my dad told me to be easy on it, kind of beat the clutch, don't beat the transmission. And we got into some red light racing up in Williamsport, which was where I went to college. And I left against my buddy. He was in a truck and he kind of got the jump on me. I was trying to catch him and I pulled it back into second gear, and that was it. It blew clean apart. We took every tooth off second gear. So we tore the transmission apart actually in my dorm room. We had it on the table spread out. We were going to rebuild it. And I got on eBay. I found a Muncie about an hour and a half away, and we took my buddy's 69 Ford pickup and went and got this transmission and brought it back. Monday was when I blew the transmission out. We had the transmission back in the car by Friday night at about 10 o'clock. We took the car out for a test drive with about 3 other buddies, and they were all on me, you know, do a burnout, do this. And I was like, brand new transmission. Well, we get down to the red light district there in Williamsport, and an old guy pulls up beside us in a Cadillac turboed car, and we actually ran him, and we got pulled over by the cops for racing. We had the transmission in the car for about a half an hour, maybe, and he pulled us over and he let us off, and it was a great time. You know, next day then we won a trophy with it at a car show.
Oh, nice. So do you have any good friends or people in your family that have helped you build this car?
Yeah, I do. Obviously my father was a big contributor. He's had a lot of hours in this car. I also wanted to mention I have a few nephews and nieces. My nephew is actually the one who shined the car up for us for the show.
Oh, nice.
So I'd like to thank him. His name is Logan. And I also wanted to thank my work, they supplied the trailer that I brought it down
nice.
on. So,
well, thank you, Zach, so much for joining me today, and thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.